Well, welcome back, everybody. Just decompressing from that last segment. That was good stuff. All right, so we got a monster college football weekend. We mentioned the game coming up tomorrow between the Gophers and the Huskers, and the Valley schedule. The Bison are heading to Terre Haute. We told you earlier the point spread there. To me, there's two other games to keep your eyes on in the Missouri Valley this weekend. The game with Illinois State, Youngstown State, and obviously North Dakota's game with Southern Illinois. It's time for our weekly chat with our guy Hunter Pinke. His appearances are brought to us by Northwestern Mutual. First off, let's get the big news out of the way. You were back in your hometown last weekend. Our guy Kevin Wallivan was there for the annual Sauerkraut Days, 100th edition. Can we give us the unpacking of how big a deal this is in your hometown?
That's right. It's a big deal. As I was growing up, there was a guy in Wishick that had a great line, and he always used to say, Wishick, we're behind the sauerkraut curtain. And it's a little different. Everything's a little different down there, and sauerkraut is a big deal. So, Sauerkraut Days, 100th annual, I think it was 260 gallons of sauerkraut,
Oh, God.
1,100 pounds of hot dogs, and 500 pounds of bacon all mixed up
Oh,
together.
man. Is there anybody there that's allowed not to like it? Like, are there people there that you grew up with, that, like, or yourself? Like, that's not my favorite.
You get shamed. You get shamed if you don't like it. So it's kind of you want to be a part of this deal, you're gonna eat it.
So it looked like from Kevin's story, you were there. Are there people that come from great distance to come to this?
It's unbelievable, Dom. I was serving during one of the shifts, and you see people that you don't recognize, and so you say, "Hey, where are you coming from today?" And the craziest ones that I heard while I was serving, I served over, about an hour time frame.
Yeah.
There was a guy from Massachusetts
Wow.
that came. He wrote a paper on it in college, and he said I wanted to come and see it in person. So he was from Massachusetts. There was people from Indiana, and then there was four other people: Jamestown, Minot, Mott, and I believe Barnesville area. Barnesville, boy, a little town outside of Barnesville, right on the interstate. So yeah, from all over the country.
When you were a kid, how big a deal was this growing up?
It was just normal. I
Yeah.
didn't know really kind of like
Any
how
any
big of a
better?
deal
Yeah.
Sauerkraut Day was. Yeah, it was just kind of normal. It's like that's just kind of what we did. They serve it at the school. I mean, they bring it over to the school, and all the school age kids eat it too. So it was just kind of normal. In high school, we sang in the choir and we sang German. All the songs were in German, and it was just kind of what we did.
The fact that people were lining up as far as they did, as long as they did, is that just normal for what you know?
I This year was bigger than most. I
Yeah.
don't know if it usually stretched down, whatever it was, two city blocks or whatever the line was, but there was always a good line, and people were waiting a good 30 minutes before the line started
Oh,
just to
man.
get their spot.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I wanted to start with that. I know you're new. I haven't had a chance to listen to this. I saw your new podcast out with your former teammate Jamestown kid and Noah Wanzik. Give us the lowdown on what you guys chatted about.
Yeah, my podcast, The Sit Down, it all started with just I had so many good people in my life and so many stories that I get inspired by that I knew that I hopefully wanted the rest of the world to see as well. And I think a lot of people know Noah Wanzik from his football days at UND and all conference type of wide receiver, but man, there's an amazing heart beneath the helmet. And so I hope people see that, man, he's been through some stuff and the way that he's handled it. There's a reason that he's one of my best friends. And I hope people get to see the person Noah Wanzik, as well as the stud athlete that he was.
That's awesome. We'll have to check that out. He was God, really good player. It seemed like almost every time he had to throw the ball, he was open and would make a play, even whether it was in high school or in college.
Well, if it was 3rd and 7,
Yeah.
you knew where the ball was going,
Yeah.
for sure.
Let's chat about your alma mater here. They got a big win over Youngstown State. We showed the rankings for the FCS playoff committee, has them at number 8. As a former player, is that something you guys pay attention to, or is it like, you know what, we worry about that come November?
Yeah, as a player, you do. The coaches are always stressing, don't pay attention to the outside noise, but it is impossible not to hear it.
Uh,
So it does. I mean, it does feel good to get recognized for the way you've played. I was in the Alaris Center last week when they played Youngstown, And Jerry Kaminsky is on a run.
Yeah.
He's one of the more underrated quarterbacks. He's at 17 touchdowns versus one pick on the year, just having an outstanding year. But the biggest shift in the UND team last year to this year has been the defense. And that Youngstown offense has got a couple game
Yeah.
breakers at wide receiver and then also at quarterback that he can really run. And the defense did a nice job in containing that offense. So it's a big one. You guys got to see Southern Illinois and Fargo. I'm interested to see how that defense handles that quarterback. In the past 5 years, UND really hasn't done a good job against running quarterbacks. Boy, Cam Miller, I feel like ran all over us for years with quarterback power. But I'm interested to see now,
Yeah.
have we made the shift? Can we do it consistently week after week and shut down a running
I want to
quarterback?
ask you about from your playing days. Going on the road always seemed as a thing for UND. What was that for you? Why the guys are always good at the Alaris, but going on the road was a real struggle. And I know the guys got a win in Northern Iowa a couple weeks ago, and this is a big one on Saturday. What was it from your playing days of why the struggles were away from Grand Forks?
The struggles kind of started right at my time when we were ending. When I was there, we had some good road wins. We went down and beat Sam Houston. They had like a
Yep.
40-some game
Yep.
winning streak. And so I don't know if I can attest to the road woes. I think part of it is shifting to the valley. And going on the road in the valley is harder. And this isn't, again, it's the Big Sky schools, but they're you're going out to Cal Poly, you're going maybe and playing, uh, Idaho
Idaho
State,
State,
or
I was going to bring up. Yeah.
it's a different program than
Yeah.
Illinois State.
Yep.
It's different than Southern Illinois. So I think part of that is just the conference that they're now playing in, and hopefully we've gotten over that. This will be a big tell this upcoming
I was going
weekend.
to say, because this is a different one. You were able to get this one, Hunter. If they win in Carbondale, I think that will make even the most ardent Bison fans down in Fargo sit up and like, okay, like UND's got something to pay attention to this year. I really believe that.
100%. Yep.
I look at the DJ Williams last week. Again, the play that defined the whole game was right before the end of the first half. It's tied at 10. SIU's driving. He fumbles the ball, and the Bison go in 4 plays later in the end zone. If he hangs on to that, we got a whole different ball game. I'm really interested to see how UND's defense tries to contain a guy that he's not Bo Brungard. You saw him last week, the Youngstown State quarterback. This guy is a big dude.
Yeah, different style runner, both explosive in their own ways. But this is a big bounce back spot for Southern
Yeah.
Illinois. I mean, they really need this one, just as UND does. I mean, these are two teams that are kind of going to be on that, you know, do they get in? Are they left out at the end of the year? So this game has massive playoff implications in the Valley. One thing that I'm really interested to see is we're talking about, the how can we stop the quarterback run? Boy, the way that UND has been able to cause turnovers
Yep.
has been a big plus for them. And just like you said, those are game-breaking plays. I mean, if Southern Illinois scores a touchdown on that possession, now they got some belief going into halftime. It's a totally different game. But man, the turnover battle will be a huge implication of who comes out with a
All right,
W.
we're getting to this time of the year now where Minnesota high school football wrapped up. North Dakota's getting done with its regular season. What do you remember about the end of the high school regular season? What that was like? Knowing sometimes you're gonna have to play a couple games in maybe a couple week stretch, like a 10-day stretch.
Well, number one, shout out to Moorhead and the boys across the river. I love Coach Feeney over there, and I know Jet had just come back from
Yep.
injury. They picked up a win against Edina,
Yeah.
so going down and beating some of those bigger cities schools is pretty cool. So shout out to the Spuds. Man, playoff time is fun in North Dakota because you just never know what you're going to get weather-wise. I mean, it's just like a kind of a crapshoot of like, okay, it's going to be bright and sunny and 50 degrees, or okay, we're playing in the snow. So playoffs in North Dakota can really make a big deal. I got two stories for you, Dom. One was when I was a kid. It was Napoleon Gackle Streeter versus Dakota Prairie state semifinal game. I want to say it was like 2008 or 2009. Seth Nichols was the quarterback for Dakota Prairie.
Mm.
The McCreary boys were playing Evan Gross for Napoleon. It was a heavyweight battle. Dakota Prairie spread it out and they chucked it all around. Seth Nichols was a first team All-State quarterback. We go down to Napoleon, and it is windy as all get out, and they can't throw the ball.
Yeah.
And Napoleon was a power run team. They have been for decades. Napoleon wins that game, they go on and win a state championship. So weather
Mm.
can play a huge part in these games. And then the second thing is, man, when I think of playoff football, I went to the playoffs 4 of the 5 years I played high school football. And um, the one story that just circulates in my brain that I can't get out is we went up and played Cavalier, and we were injury riddled.
Yeah.
We had like some freshmen playing, on the back end, and that team had Ryan Crest
Oh,
and Brock Robbins. And
those guys are all right. Yeah.
we walked into the gym that day, and they obviously did this on purpose, but their weight room was kind of off their gym. And Brock Robbins and a couple of their Jeff Steeth and all these guys, they come out of the weight room. They're all wearing either cutoffs or no shirt, and they're glistened with sweat. And so we walk off the bus into this gym, and here's Cavalier just waiting
Uh,
for it, staring us down as we go in the locker room. I remember one of the freshmen right next to me goes, "Is that how they all look?" And I think we got beat by 60 that day.
uh,
So anyway, playoff football is fun, but there are going to be a couple games where these guys, wait a minute, they look like that.
no shame in that. Cavaliers done that to plenty of teams throughout the years, no doubt. Great to catch up as always, bud. Have a great week. We'll see you again next week, okay?
All right, thanks, Dom. See you guys.
There he goes. Hunter Pinke joins us each and every Thursday at 9:35. His appearances are brought to us by Northwestern Mutual. Good stuff there. We'll break. We come back. Wrap up. We're already done with our first hour. Holy cow. Hour 2 on tap. Our guy Sam Getzinger coming up. Also, the 6A football bracket will be unveiled at the top of the hour. We'll keep an eye on what's happening with the Spuds. Back on Hot Mike right after this.